It's been 5 months since I sat in front of a camera to record a YouTube video. Okay. I've missed this. I really have missed this. While I was away, I had time to reflect on my YouTube channel and the kind of content that I want to put out on my YouTube channel. So going forward, I want my content to do three things. I want to do three things with my YouTube channel. I want to inspire, encourage, and edify whomever is watching. I'm not just gonna do a spin-off, or my videos are not gonna be a spin-off of whatever it is any other creator is doing on YouTube. I'm back to saying, please, Saparaka, subscribe. Please, subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't, and turn on the notification if you know how we do it. Wow, I haven't said this in 5 months. You know how we do here. Tell me your name, please, and where you're watching from. In this video, I will share with you 5 things a person should never be ashamed of. Not having an international passport. Now, this is the same thing as never been on a plane or never been outside the country. I know that it would be nice to breathe air in Paris, but you're rather inhaling fumes from the generator in Yaba. I get it. I honestly get it. You know, sometimes you wish you could just sleep and wake up in New York or in Canada, which is everybody's dream country now. But I'm gonna be real with you. With the way society is today, there are so many superficial standards for fitting in or being part of the crème de la crème or the 1% of the 1%. And sadly, this is one of them. If you haven't been on a plane, you don't have an international passport, or you've never been to a country outside Nigeria, I know that some people will say, but I see bad now, even if not Ghana, ordinary Ghana, make I go. Yeah, I've never even been to an African country. You know, some people say, oh, even if it's Congo, is it Congo? Sorry, Togo or Congo. The truth is, of what value would that be? It's gonna be costs. Apart from the exposure that you're getting, it's gonna be costs, expenses, processing your passport, sorting out people at immigration, plane ticket, sorting out airport officials is just cost upon cost. And these things, this one particularly, is not an accurate measure of your worth in life. Another thing that you should not be ashamed of is using an iPhone that has a home button. Where's my look? Take a look at this. I use an iPhone 7 still. Like, really, it has a home button. Look at the screen guard. Look at the screen guard. Really, there is nothing to be embarrassed about. There is nothing to be ashamed of. It's a phone. I think you should ask yourself some important questions. Number one, did they buy it with their money or was it a gift? I'm going to share a very relatable story. Back in 2020, yes, I was using an iPhone 6s in 2020 and I needed to change that phone badly. I needed a change. So in 2020, you can relate. It was tough for everyone. I mean, people were laid off their jobs. People were losing out, making losses in business. It wasn't really a good time for everyone, if you recall. So I had a notebook where I wrote down the names of my family members and the people that I would ask for money. And I said, oh, auntie this amount. Auntie that amount. Me, this amount. So, you know, you begin to prepare your message of grief and deep sorrow, you know, so you can express your plight to your auntie or your uncle. On top of that, there was this phone vendor that I had on my contact list then. So I used to call her and say, how much is iPhone 7 now? How much is iPhone 7 Plus? 128 gig, 64 gig. How about iPhone 8? You know, I kept asking for the prices of these phones week after week. And then to make matters worse, Instagram knew that I was looking for a new phone, and then all I kept seeing during that period was ads, phone ads, phone vendors on Instagram, and I would go to their page and compare prices. You want an iPhone 12 or an iPhone 13 or 14, the latest one is coming out. Let me tell you something that you already know, but I want to sound this again. Apple will keep upgrading the iPhone and iPad and iWatch. But the truth is, the upgrade, the difference is not it's not something to be mad about. It's not something to go crazy for, right? Okay, fine. iPhone 13 Pro Max has 3 cameras. So does iPhone 11, right? Some people will even tell you that iPhone XS Max is better than iPhone 11, right? So weigh your reason for wanting these gadgets. If it's working, it's not broken, you don't need a new one. Number 3, not having human hair. This is where this desire for wigs becomes unhealthy. When you begin to compare yourself and what you have with another person. For all you don't even know, that person's wig, the wig on top of that person's hair might be borrowed. You don't even know. It might be rented. You don't even know. And I always say this to people. If you cannot afford it now, it's not a need. It's not a need. What am I doing with Peruvian pixie Himalayan curves? Is it curves or curls? You get what I mean? If I cannot afford it at the moment, I shouldn't have to beat myself up about it. Explore other options. Do you want to cut your hair? Do you want to dye your hair? Do you want to revamp that wig? Because you've been wearing that wig for a long time now. It's due for coloring, straightening, treatment. Do all of that. Explore your options. I mean, there's braids, right? So don't fuss or go crazy about something that is too fickle to even take away your peace. For not coming from a wealthy family, I know it sucks not being born with a silver spoon. Is it silver spoon or golden spoon? Meanwhile, if you feel me, if you relate to what I'm saying, please just let me know in the comments. If I'm leaving anything out, just let me know, right? So coming from a wealthy family, right? Everybody wishes they, had a father who was as rich as Otedola or as rich as Dangote. But the truth is, our parents are either middle class or average, right? And as long as you have a roof over your head and food in your stomach, I don't know what else you need. Like I said before, society has established superficial standards for measuring a person's worth, and your background is just one of them. I know, I get it. Yes, your surname is not Otedola. When you ask people, who's your father? Otedola. Okay, come and sit here. Why? Don't stand. Yes, I know that there's this preferential treatment given to people whose surnames ring a bell, whose surnames command authority and respect. I get that. I know. People get asked questions like, who's your father? Who are you? Whose son are you? Whose child are you? And it's insane how, this is prevalent in society. Be proud of the family that you come from. If that family did not exist, you most likely will not exist. You most likely will not have the talents that you have. You most likely will not know what you know now. You most likely will not be the person that you are today if it was not for your family. Some people are even ashamed to call this person, your parent. Some people are ashamed to identify with their parents in public. See, your mother is trying, your father is doing his best, right? Don't make them feel less. Don't make them feel like they're not trying enough. There's this popular saying, if you don't come from a rich family is gonna come from you. Make sure of that. And finally, not having a car. Bro. Ask yourself, am I living to impress people, or am I living to meet my needs? That's a really important question you should ask yourself. Look, I always tell people, if you cannot afford to take a private taxi, take the bus. And there is no shame in taking the bus, because it is the available means of transportation that you can afford. If you can afford Bolt, go ahead, do so. If you can afford to rent a car, charter a vehicle, do so. If you can afford to take the bus, do so. And when you see me in the bus, please say hi. It's not, I think I did a video about this, and I put it on my Instagram. Yeah, that's the available means of transportation that you can afford. Don't let anybody shame you. Live according to your means. Do not live above your means. You're going to be in debt. You're going to be unhappy. But you're going to be pleasing people. So who is more important? People or yourself? People or your family? Impressing society or meeting your needs? I really hope that this video speaks to you, because I am sick and tired of people getting shamed because they can't afford iPhone 12, iPhone 13, or you don't have a car. Or even if you do have a car, it's not a Benz, it's not a Maserati, it's not the 2023 model of any car. You're doing well. Cut yourself some slack. Time, you will get there eventually. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really loved making this video, and I hope that this encourages and inspires you to be proud of yourself and keep working hard. Be the light and spread love.